Hey everybody, welcome back to microbeerreviews.com. We've got a Indian Pale Ale here from the Dundee Brewing Company. These beers are real popular, I've learned. I didn't typically buy them. It's something that I've kind of been introduced to over the years, that there's an extreme dedicated following of these beers. So I have to be very careful what I say, or my inbox gets flooded with people upset with me. So, anyway, I'm not for or against the beer. Let me tell you that before I start this. I'll tell you. I try to judge all beers fairly, and if it's good, I'll tell you if it's good. If it's bad, I'll tell you it's bad. I've never had this, so we're going to do this together. Indian Pale Ale. They describe it as bold and bitter. They've got the traditional, most of these Dundee beers have this cap. It's kind of gold. It says ales and lagers. We're going to pour it on here. They do have twist-off caps, by the way. I just, out of habit, always pop them off with a bottle opener. It looks exactly the way an IPA should look. It's got a nice kind of dark reddish color. It's got a real thick foamy head on it. It does not lace on the glass hardly at all. It's very thin and frothy, airy, whatever word you'd like to use. It is 6.3% alcohol with an IBU of 60, which is exactly what an IPA should be, so we're off to a great start. The bittering hops are Columbus hops, and the aroma hops are Chinook and Willamette, very, very common for an IPA. There are also Golding and Chinook hops for drying hops. Very common so far. Available in 6-packs, and the multi-craft pack is what they call it, the multi-12-pack. And it's got 3 different malts, and it's got a yeast. They just say it's an ale. So basically what this is they call it a IPA with caramel and crystal malts, boldly hopped. Now, an IBU of 60, I don't call that bold, but I'm not picking on the brewery after my disclaimer at the beginning. If you want to say something's boldly hopped in my palate, it'll be 80 or above. But we're at 60 here for an IBU. They talk about how the perfect mixture of 4 hops, which I already told you, to create a distinctive, spicy aroma and a long, hoppy finish. The beer finishes as smooth as it begins. So, what I would call a typical description. Nothing wrong with that either. The head has basically disappeared. Definitely smells, I would actually say this smells more malty than hoppy, but that's just the way I smell right now. Definitely not what I would call extremely thick beer. Definitely on the medium side of the body. You can definitely tell there's not a lot of head on the beer. I wouldn't say it's flat, but it definitely, remember when I poured it, I told you that the head was kind of foamy and thin and frothy. That happens a lot with some IPAs that don't necessarily have a higher IBU. I mean, you can pour an IBU of 100 with some beers, and it's a lot thicker. It's a lot denser. It's just the way it is. Nothing wrong with that either way. So, kind of my take on the beer. IBUs of 60 doesn't taste like it too much. But it's okay. It doesn't have any exciting anything that comes out. So it's the hops aren't distinctive, the malt's not distinctive, the texture's not distinctive, the head's not distinctive. It's just kind of your middle of the road, and maybe I shouldn't have done my disclaimer at the beginning, because it's just kind of, it's just a standard IPA with not too much excitement. So I can tell you that one of the things they do here is they try to give you some history, which is nice, on the label, and it does say says learn something about the anchor bent knot, and it says it's not another it was another favorite of the East Indiamen and is fitting tribute, and is a fitting tribute indeed. So they try to give you a little history of why they did their label. I like marketing. It talks about being responsible on the label. I'm trying hard here, people. This beer is just, it's what it is. If you want to get a reasonably priced IPA, I always try to finish on a positive note. You can buy these 6-packs in our grocery store for $7. That is cheap, in my opinion, for a IPA. Something other than what I call the macro brews. That's a bargain. So if you're on a budget, I think these beers are awesome. If you are new to trying IPAs, I think this is a good one to try because it's not going to curl your jaw up and make you your taste buds do a backflip. So think about it that way. But that's about all I can give you on the positive note. Here at microbeerreviews.com, we give a rating scale between 1 and 5. I'd maybe give it a 2. I won't buy it again. Nothing wrong with it. I'm not picking on it. It's just I won't buy it again. And there's just too many other beers out there. I'd rather spend another $1.50 a bottle on the 6-pack and get a beer that makes my head and my taste buds do backflips. And unfortunately, this one doesn't do it. So, but remember, like I said, positive note. If you're new to IPAs, you're on a budget, check it out. So anyway, thanks for watching microbeerreviews.com. I wish this review would have been better, but I didn't expect it to go that way. Let us know what you think. I'm sure some people are going to have some serious opinions, but this is just my opinion, and that's why I do this. So we appreciate you watching, and we'll see you again real soon. Cheers.